What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to do a little bit of a change of pace, kind of a little bit different from the content I've been doing recently. But this week, if you guys recall last year, I put my truck on the dyno right around this time, and there's a local meet to me every year around this time, and they have a dyno at this event. And for reasons I'd never kind of done this before, and there's really not much online about this, is that my buddy has a totally stock 2021 L5P. And all it's done to this thing is tuned. So what we want to do is go ahead, throw it on the dyno, and see what this thing will make. Now, there's a lot of different, numbers out there on what these trucks make, just tuned. And it's kind of impressive. Now, technically on the max effort tune on an L5P, you should be right around the 620 rear wheel horsepower mark. Now, where we're at in Pennsylvania, as a lot of you guys may not know, I'm at the peak of the mountain. So our elevation out here is around 2,000 feet. It's like 1,900. So when you put a truck on a dyno at this elevation, you gotta take into consideration the air quality. So as you go up in elevation, the air quality goes down, for making power and those purposes. So for about, rule of thumb, every 1,000 feet of elevation, you lose about 3% of power. So I'm just gonna round up and say we're at 2,000 feet, you're going to lose around 6% power loss from the truck. Plus, this truck is also on 35, so I'm predicting this truck's going to make around 590. Like I said, it should make around 620 to 630 depending. But like I said, taking in consideration the elevation plus being on 35s, you got to take some power away from that, and also too, you got to be realistic on what it's going to make power wise. 590 I think would be a great number if we can make around there with it. And I want to show you guys, how clean this tune's going to run on the dyno, like I said. So it's going to make max power, be basically smokeless is exactly what you want. So without further ado, let's head out to the meet, get this thing on the dyno, and see what it's going to make. And just before we head out, I want to mention one more thing, and that was we are not putting this truck into the race tune until I get there. We didn't have time to meet up during the week to get this done. So if you guys ever want to do this on your own, take your truck out to a dyno, I recommend putting it in the highest tune or whatever tune you want to dyno it on, a week prior. Give the transmission some time to relearn, because these Allison transmissions are learning transmissions. So I'm not exactly sure if this back-to-back, these 3 pulls that this truck's about to do, will be consistent or not. My truck last year, I put it, I believe, on the race tune a few days ahead of time, drove it around, and my truck basically made the same number 3 times back to back. Now, like I said, this probably won't be consistent back-to-back pulls. I assume, I don't know, it could make the same number all 3 pulls, but I'm not banking on it doing that just because we didn't give it time to relearn. Now, it's probably not the best for the transmission either, but we really don't care, and we want to get on this dyno and see what it's going to do. So just keep that in mind if you want to dyno your truck. Just put it on the race tune or whatever tune you want to, a week before, let the transmission relearn, get into its groove. When you add more power, it's going to want to relearn and adapt to that power level. So without further ado, let's head out here and get this done, see what the truck's going to make. You can get 3 pulls. I'm curious what it made. It didn't put up on the screen yet. Probably 75. I don't get what he's doing. I was close, 590. I knew it'd probably make right around there. Wait for it to come back up. There it is. That made 594. I was right. I was right around 590. I thought that's exactly what it'd make. And here's the graph. 594. Torque is 1281. And that's not bad because this is literally no TCM tuning, nothing. Just a basic tune on it, and it made 600. And you gotta keep in mind, our location where we're at 2,300 feet plus. Gets bigger wheels and tires on it, so you got to keep that in mind. Those factors, you lose about, I think it's 3% per 1,000 feet. So lost that plus the bigger wheels. So like I said, 594. That's pretty impressive. All right, so we just got back home from the event, and I couldn't be any happier on the way that truck performed. It made 594 horsepower and 1281 torque. And like I said at the beginning of the video, that was exactly what I was expecting this truck to make, right around 590, considering the elevation and the 35s. Now, I'm very, very curious on what this truck would have made at sea level and on stock wheels. So I'm trying to get him to go down to Atlantic City with me and throw this truck on the dyno and see what it will make. Realistically, I'm thinking it would probably make around 630 because, you know, you do the 6% plus the 35s. Just throw it on stocks, go to Atlantic City. I looked up the sea level there. It's like 8 feet above sea level. So it's exactly, you know, as low as you can basically get. And like I said, I think that truck would make around 630. And like I said before, with no TCM tuning or anything, that was very, very impressive on that truck. And at the end of the day, I couldn't be happier. He couldn't be happier. Truck did everything it should. And like I said, performed, held together. And you can't beat the reliability of these trucks. You know, like I said, no TCM tuning, threw it on there. And it made the power. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Stop this conversation. We got no relation.